Yo, I decided to spit a freestyle because it's 4 in the morning and damn it, I'm awake. I'm fucking hyper and I'm in a panic state. I'm not feeling it today. I'm not getting no sleep and it's giving me the creeps. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, and I'm so damn aching and it's killing me. It's making me not really be the best that I could be in my potential, and I fucking eat you up with the utensil, and just pass the fork to me, or it's like I'll put a fork in it. You're not, you are poor with these gimmicks. You're not gonna beat me because it is for willing, and you aren't gonna get me to be forgiven for the whack things done in the past. See, it's the point that you are now just a patsy. You just take what you get, and you ain't making a cent off of me because I am not somebody who could be made for a victim of a pimp. In that sort of sense, it's borderline getting more intense because what I do is I just take everything that was once unfortunate and I turn it around and use it to my advantage, and that's gonna beat anybody against me that I damage because I am been planted on this planet for a reason. I do things that shouldn't be done by any other man that gets up as close to the fucking high on top of the manuscript as far as anyone else doing an MC and just trying to damage shit. That's trying to move around the places, get to new locations, trying to get away from all these people that are racist, that people that are ruining every single occasion with their fucking bullshit that's pessimistic. And it's amazing that they get so far in life, yet they hate everything they do and they don't try and strive to do something better, and they just make it get so gloomy and just it's just so stupid, and it just ruins everything that you're trying to get in tune with. It's not going to be awesome. It's not the way you do shit. You tackle everything, no matter how bad you have to get through it, you still do it. You still move through it like it's a fucking construction job. You just break the walls down, and it's going to do all of that and watch the bricks fall down. You can't fight science. It's the way that we are all now, and they're trying to program us differently. We can't help that, but don't fall down that path. That's all I'm trying to say. Because my rhymes are great. Because I am a guy that is trying to assimilate, and I'll take you out on a dinner date. That's how much pleasure you'll get from listening to this MC spit. It's like I'm a fucking Canadian and I'm telling you to pass me the fork, eh? And it's like I like my camera with the best resolution, and I'm a Canadian that's hungry, so pass me the fork, eh? Get it? The 4K and the fork A. That was a double meaning because 4K is the new camera up in this shit, and my rhymes will hit the ceiling and go beyond it because you see that I am almost like hooked on phonics, the way I come up with double meanings when I freestyle, when I'm on my shit, like I'm fucking back in Dr. Dre with the Chronic shit. That was one of the best albums that I ever heard, and because this is hip hop prominence, and that I don't listen to these other whack albums that they want to give me that's coming out today that costs like $20 for a fucking single download, and it's not worth it because I think all these bitch ass rappers are gay on the down low. In other words, that all they do is want to blow, but they do anyway. They just don't see it. It's not like I would want to, though, because it's not what I'm interested in seeing anyway, because I'm only interested in the MCs that are great. And talking about ones that have good rhymes, ones that get past the bad and get to the good times, and all the while we're listening to these bitch ass whack rappers, and they just make me want to fucking hitchhike and put a backpack on because I just want to get out of this fucking town when I hear these whack rappers around, and I just want to be a part of something greater. Can't we all get the good ones and create a fucking place that we can stand on, a platform that is made of something better that's not going to fall apart like it did back in the past, back in the day that we had so many great rappers that would just make impacts that were great, and just they didn't stop. They didn't get dropped to the fucking, well, some of them did, off of the cliff, because what happened was businesses came in and they stopped all of the shit that was going well for us, and you just couldn't tell that it was hell for us. The ones that were actually good, that we had good raps that were actually things that could make a positive impact. It was good punchlines, it was good metaphors, and good fucking rhymes, and good things that would sell in stores, but then it just ended for what reason I don't know, and I never will, and just one of those things that would forever kill me inside, seeing what happened to the pride, what happened to good rappers that you basically, besides the ones that actually died, ones that I could say died in another sense, which is they're still living, but they don't do anything because of them being the business people that's a machine back in hip hop now, because what they do is they actually stab in hip hop now. they ruined it because they're putting these bad rappers up in the top ranks, and it's not right. It's makes me want to pull out a fucking odd shaped rod, fucking shank, and just stab them to death because they are whack, and it's upsetting everybody that, well, it should be, but most people are loving what they represent, and it's disgusting and it's stupid. You see this whack rappers music, and it makes me get so sick. I just want to be puke until I'm putrid, and you knew that this would make me just get upset, and I'm just gonna show them all sorts of disrespect because they disrespected the game by coming up with their whack rappers, and their game is now changed to the point that it's like there's no longer a manual or a rule book, and you know the rules took to a new fucking way that it couldn't be displayed and it couldn't be made into something great. You know, fuck these bitches. I just hate them all. They just need to take a fall. They need to take a lapse of judgment and just uh, take a harsh e-brake and then stall to the side of the road, and then just hopefully they could just be found finding it all that it was all in their head thinking that they were great and that was all it should be, and they never should have been able to get on the mic and try and say something that was gonna make them money, because they shouldn't be taken from me, somebody who's actually part of hip hop, not some whack ass bitch ass person that came up and decided they were gonna do something to try and rip shops and try to get off of someone else's prospects. It's stupid and it's nonsense, and I don't like any of it. I don't care what anyone else thinks of that, because it's a one thing you can tell it's flat. Like people are trying to say that the fucking earth is, and that's one of the dumbest things, and I think that was made on purpose for people to think that the earth has become and always has been flat. I mean, it was a theory once in a day, now people are actually pushing it. It's like, how dumb is society getting this side? It's on some pussy shit. It's on some everybody needs to be together and kumbaya, and we're not looking at the bigger picture, which is we're all getting in trouble by these different scriptures coming up against us because everybody is all of a sudden at war when we should be coming together, and then we're losing interest in human life as it is because we're just wanting to sign up and give up our rights. It's what it seems like, because instead of trying to fight the fucking fight, we're trying to create the civil war coming in together against us since we won't decide to unite. I mean, it's just sick, and it makes me sick, and it's taking nobody's gonna take a hint. I mean, it's fucking disgusting. I fucking hate this shit. But on the positiveness, I had a great day and shit. I mean, it's 4 in the morning, so I guess you should really say that was yesterday and shit, because of the fucking time of the date and shit changes when it gets past midnight, and that's when the day shift begins, if you know that, if you work a night shift like I do, because that's one of the things that I like. It's gonna get you more money because you get extra payment, and that's amazing, and that's some greatness, but also comes with the fucking practicalities of you're going to lose lots of sleep, and then you're going to actually have a problem where you're going to feel like you have a fucking brain massive cavity because you're not going to get as much sleep as you should because your sleeping schedule is thrown off, like you fucking were feeding a whale and you just started to throw lots of blubber to feed them all, and then or krill or whatever they eat. And you just see that I'm an MC that doesn't stall. I come up with any metaphor in the moment, and you feel like what I say is gonna mean it because it's always what's coming out of my mouth, and it's gonna make you all sing to my carol. I'm gonna say it is, because those are things that you go away with and you just sing and you just play with everything that comes out because it's amazing, and it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna become sterile. That's right. I still rhyme with carol. You know, whatever the fuck, 28 words later, that's okay, because my rhymes are worth the savor. They're worth the flavor. They're going to make it past the point that you could be a fucking down here at the bottom tier, or you could be the fucking, you know, urban mayor of an amazingly big city, and you still listen to me. At least you should, because I'm one of the people that is worth it. That's all I'm trying to say is I'm not perfect, but when it comes to my words, kid, I'm probably as close as you could ever get to the word perfect. Okay, you understand that? Do you observe it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand I'm not playing? Do you understand that the pain is going against me because it's just breaking in to my fucking brain because it's not working where I should be sleeping at this moment, but instead I'm thinking of being an MC at this moment. I'm just taking a fucking new app I found called Emoze, and I'm gonna use it to my advantage, and I'm gonna push the play button on it and put it up live on my fucking YouTube for the planet to see and listen to it, because I've never used this app before. Apparently it uploads live, and I'm using that right now because I've never saw it till I looked in the app store, and then I decided to download it and use it, and let's see if it gets as good as it should, because I'm hoping that it would give me a fucking easy way to do live shows now, because that would be nice, because I'm so proud of what inventors come up with when it comes to good applications on the phone. And I'm just rapping basic, because if I did, then I can take it to a new plateau, and that wouldn't be hard for somebody who's a true rap pro, and I can do that anyway because you maybe not, because you that slow, and you as in not the fans that are true to me, but the haters that are going to say that it wasn't that great, and I just can always insult them, even though it's coming through a computer screen. Just remember that all the fucking typing hateful comments that you do to me, talking to those people, I'm gonna get back at them. Even if it's just me doing a freestyle and I spit raps at them and I just start attacking them and I fucking throw thumbtacks at them and I fucking start becoming a business person way high up here, and then I start texting them. I can attack them in any way I feel like, and it's not going to stop me. In my mind, I am pletting them, and then you're probably going to come back and say, well, it's only in your mind. That's right, that's what you're going to say, but you were lonely in your prime. That means the highest point of your life. You were still lonely. You still had no homies. You still fucking blow me through the fucking looking at the screen. You just couldn't stand what I was saying. You couldn't stand what you were seeing, but you didn't understand that this was an MC who was just MCing, who was just then beating everybody that was just the best in this shit, and you know that it's not going to happen because you are a worthless person, piece of shit that was never worth observing. You're a fucking German, this fucking germinated planet that came in and just decided you wanted to look at my name and then attach it to something negative. But I don't give a fuck, because my precipice is beating the shit out of other bitch ass MCs that try and mess with this excellence, and you ain't gonna want to be tempting this. It's just, I'm on a higher temperament. You don't want to see where my temper gets. It gets as hot as a fucking volcano erupting, and it's amazing that the functions of these bitch-ass people listening and observing everything that I say, and thinking that what I say is in substance. Fuck this. Fuck this shit, you dumbass bitch. I ain't give a fuck what you say. The negative people that listened and just make a display, and they just make hateful things, and they send me threats, and it's all a bunch of emptiness. It's just, I don't give a fuck about your stupid ass things you say. It's just one of the things that you should just disintegrate, as in disappear, because you disintegrate person, and then you're gonna disintegrate person after I make you disintegrate person. That's a fucking some kind of entendre. I'm assuming it's a double at minimum, maybe a triple, and it was amazing, and the world rippled at the moment because I just crippled my opponent using fucking metaphors I come up with at any time, because like I said before, I got substance and I'm punching constantly, metaphorically and physically, and I'm surprised I don't break the frickin' screen the way I'm always throwing my arms when I rap. I guess you could say that was bizarre, but it's an attack that works, and it's been something that I have observed that I do. I can criticize myself. At least I know what my worth is, so I can not be simple-minded as well. At least I know what this guy has been dealt, which is a talent, skill set of being hip-hop and getting amazing raps, and I always give props to other good rappers when there actually is one, which is rare to find. It's part of the wisdom. It's that comes with it. I'm just one of the kids that always is one of the sickest in a sense, that I will beat you to the point that you will get inside of a defensive mode, and you just think that you're going to stop me with antibiotics, and probably going to take some Pepto-Bismol because it's going to make you sick to your stomach like a fucking ulcer. And if you think you're making me sick, that was false, sir. And then you're just going to beat me to the point you're like a fucking you could only beat me if you were a fucking golfer and you were playing that whack-ass sport. No offense, but I'm on the fence to say that I'm as hot as fucking sulfur. None of this shit you say is gonna make me stop. It's like I threw a fucking anchor off of the dock. And some people are a hater because they're not on this spot. As in the metaphor I'm going off of being on a boat, and I was just fishing, and I was wishing that I could show y'all what was happening when the sun was glistening today. I just decided to go fishing, and it was great. It's not something I do often, but then again, it's free to go to a place where there's water and start fishing. I mean, obviously you need a license, so I get that thing, but besides that, you know what the fuck I mean. And I'm just saying that, life is beautiful. You look at the grass is green, you see the water is shiny, and it's freaking beautiful, and it's sheen, and it's ready for me to catch some fish and get some fishies and get some fucking crappies and sunfish and some of those other shit and all these other little things that come up and start getting into my tackle box, and I just see what comes out of it, and then I'm gonna start tackling all sorts of other objectives where I'm gonna try and make a mass extinction of all the fish in this lake, and that's something that I would do, because I would eat them every frickin' day. And yes, call me a fat ass for that, I'll accept it. Fish is so fucking good that it's no disrespect shit if you say that to me, because I'll eat fish every fucking day if I could, and it's amazing. It should show you that I'm aware of what's good on Earth. At least I don't fucking stick behind my phone all day, and then that's all I do, and then people wonder why do other people pray because they see what happens to you. You're addicted to technology, where at least I'm doing things outside of that properly, where I'm getting in tune with nature and I'm enjoying nature's beauty, and it's just amazing to me that people are missing out on this great opportunity to see other things besides technology and looking behind a stupid awkward screen and see what's on the thing, and then you just wonder why your eyes are bleeding all the time when you're seeing stupid stuff that is just clickbait. Click this, watch this, see what's happening here. And if you don't, then you're gonna get sad as a fucking deer, seeing his fucking offspring shot up, and then he shot. And then you're wondering why it was shooting, and it's a shotty that was brought up that killed this fucking family because deers are getting killed everywhere. And I just said that as a metaphor because they're sad enough to where I can at least say that they get shot as much as often as people should accept, because it's one of the things that I come up with is a metaphor for something different, whereas you see people dying and you know what the pain can come from that, where you think about it for animals too. How would you know how to comfort that? How would you know what's going through their little tiny deer brains? And you see how I just insulted them, even though I was trying to get you to understand different results from that perspective, but that's okay because you just accepted I'm just an MC that's coming up with amazing I'm intersecting, where I'm coming up with an idea here and one here, and that they can come up and to be intertwined, and then you just get this rhyme, and then it's just I got the sickest mind when it comes up with these amazing rhymes, and I could just fucking insult you like a zing bot. You know this because I could attack you from long distance like a what? Slingshot. I wanted to see if you could predict that, and you probably did. Props to you then. If you did that, that's good, because that means you are smarter than a lot of these kids that don't know hip hop, to the point that they couldn't even name 10 MCs before 1970. And that's one of the things that's an amazing remedy, because if you can't do that, then I would dare to say your wiring is off and you have bad chemistry. No, I'm just kidding, because obviously I understand that there's plenty other music to be listening to, and it's a different thing too. But if you're going to compare me to somebody that knows hip hop, you better put me on the one of the people that have studied it to the point that I get my shit off. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm rocking now. I know I couldn't fall off of a fucking rocky boat if I didn't have a seatbelt on, and I threw 100 rocks in the boat, and it was gonna be to the point where it was gonna topple. Though it could be completely turned over, and I still wouldn't get wet. I'd be on the top of the boat with my shoes on it, and I would move off it, and I'd jump from this to the fucking grass next to it, and it would be at the point where I would be the last remnants of somebody surviving at the last thing that I was talking about, and it's a king you're talking about. It's a king that's talking now, so you should observe and just listen to what I'm saying and just get with it, because it's in your interest. I mean, that's all I'm saying, and it's just amazing, and it's just getting to the point where it's grazing, and it's shitty like a raisin. Like I just imagine if I just shit in my pants and then I lost half of my pants with it. It'd be like the worst thing that could have happened. Then it's stinky, and now my pants are ruined, and it's just all of a sudden it's something else that wasn't what I took a. You thought I was gonna say laxative? No, I said I took a shit, and that was a shitty accident. See, I can do something and rhyme it with something that wasn't predictable, that you couldn't say yourself, even if you thought it was. The principle was to say something that was easily rhyme compatible, but I didn't do that. Instead, I just pulled out from my rhyme Scrabble book in my brain, where I can rhyme many things that haven't been made, where I could make a new rhyme in any moment. Like I have to decapitate a rapper that has a great animated tackle anything that hasn't made it into the point of getting to the life where they have found greatness. See, that's what I do. I can make a rhyme out of anything, out of any subject, and I could beat you with many things. I could do it with metaphors. I could do it with punchlines. I could do it with telling a story. I could do it in one line. I could do it in 10. I could do it in fewer than 20. I could do it with any type. And I don't use it with money. In fact, I do this for free because I just want the fame. I don't want the money. I don't want the currency. I don't want anything to be taken from me besides that. I want to be one of the guys that is famous, so that when I die, and you will see that it's me that was greatness, and you will see in this guy's statue of me when I have a fucking look in the cemetery and you see that Adam has been buried. You can see all of my rhymes hopefully kept in a fucking booklet that sees where you can see where them to see how good he gets when, or how good he got, I should say, because it would be in the past tense in this example, and that's because, I have been somebody that has advented and it's invented something that was interesting, and I'm just so fucking tired. But I needed to do something because I couldn't sleep, and I just wanted to give y'all some more music to be bumping. I know it's not really music because there's no beat to it, but I still said music anyway because I'm an NC through and through it, and it's known that you should see that this guy is one of the greatest. He deserves to be on the throne, and you ain't gonna fucking take it. Even if you were a fucking maid that was made to fucking clean it up, you ain't gonna be around there. You wouldn't see me enough to see the point to where I'm gonna fucking be beating you up. If you think you're gonna touch my throne, that ain't gonna happen. And this MC has done enough tonight. So peace out, y'all.